Welcome back to Classic Firearms, everybody. I'm Brandon, and today we have Matt.
What's up, everybody?
And we are gonna be talking about a micro Draco, but today it's gonna be, eat that box out the way, in Russian red. So first things first, we're gonna talk tech specs, then anything else you missed in tech specs we'll kind of brush up on, and then we're gonna verify some of those tech specs and then kind of close out the video from there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on in to the tech specs of the micro Draco specifically. I think this time I'm gonna start out just with a couple things, because I've been getting way better with AKs in my 10-year here.
Okay.
We've been working together for a while.
10-year, not 10-year.
Yeah, they're same sounding thing spelled differently. Overall, this thing weighs 4.8 pounds. Has, of course, that standard AK mag. Now this one is the
US Palm.
US Palm mag. So you are gonna get a standard mag capacity with that. You do get a 1913 Picatinny rail, and then of course that Russian red instead of that more orangey, well, actually, like the table color. You do have a 6.25-inch barrel and an A2 flash hider, not to mention, of course, this is chambered in 7.62 by 39. But those are just things I was able to quickly ponder up. Matt, what do you have for us tech spec-wise?
Sure, so kind of going front to back, like you said, it is got a A2 style flash hider. Now, of course, this is still threaded 14x1 left-handed, so you can use any standard AK-47 style muzzle device. It has the detent here on the front of the front sight post. Same thing as always as far as the front sight. So the post itself is threaded for elevation adjustment.
Yep.
And there is a barrel here so you can do some windage adjustments. Obviously, as we move a little bit back, we have this basically non-existent gas tube here.
Yeah.
Basically just goes from rear sight base or kind of front trunnion to directly into the front sight post.
If you had to take a guess, how long do you think that is? This is not scientific.
The
little gas tube, little gas.
Oh, like the piston inside or the tube?
The tube.
Like in
Maybe
0.8 of an inch?
Yes, it's not quite an inch long. And
obviously we are missing a rear sight here, so we've moved that all the way back here to give us an actual sight radius. Now, this is a dovetailed in rear sight. It is non-adjustable, so you could maybe do a little bit of windage with the dovetail, but there's no flip apertures or anything. It's basically just set and forget. You
would be adjusting for a temporary state permanently, kind of, because to knock it back center would be difficult.
When I say adjusted for windage, I mean like a zeroed windage, not adjust on the fly. That's not something you're going to do with this at all.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, like you said, it's got that very distinctive design for the micro Draco foregrip.
Yes.
Right. I mean that deep cut with the built-in kind of hand stop. Laminate wood furniture, which is really nice.
I feel like
get those layers.
I want to be in a music video with this. I just feel like that's where this belongs.
Sure, yeah. Not going to touch that one. So operation-wise, it is a gas-operated rotating bolt design like every AKM platform rifle. The piston obviously is super truncated, effectively just a tiny extension on the bolt carrier itself. However, it is long-stroke gas piston technically. Yeah. So the gas piston, what there is of it, is permanently attached to the carrier, and it travels the full length of travel with the carrier as it cycles. This is an AKM style. In other words, it's got a stamped sheet metal receiver that's been riveted together with the front and rear trunnions. And interestingly enough, the receiver itself is basically standard full-size AK receiver, despite the extremely truncated front end. Yeah,
we were literally just before we were on camera, we were just trying to measure that up. Grab that, yeah, because I was actually surprised. If you just asked me just based on knowledge without having seen them side by side, I'd have been like, probably smaller, like realistically.
So if we try to kind of hold this above and get the receiver ends.
Here, let's try and do it the other way around so you can see. There we go.
So if we try to match the receiver ends together, you'll see that, the front of the receiver lines up. So basically standard full-size receiver. Yeah. And then we'll move this out of the way. And so coming a little bit further back, we've got a standard AK-47 style safety lever. And all the way to the back, again, we do have that nice addition of a 1913 Picatinny rail. So. And it does also have like a QD sling swivel in the middle of that rail.
Right there, which is kind of nice. So if you don't want to put a brace on here, you don't have to. You can just get a sling a QD sling point. And
comes with a sling swivel.
Which is why it's been sitting there in the plastic wrap this entire time. Normally I take things out of plastic before we start the videos, but I was like, no, I feel like this just needs to stay. I feel like that's just where that needs to be.
Yeah, a standard AK-47 pistol grip. And again, this is certainly a very interesting firearm. So one of the things I think is kind of significant historically is that the full-size Draco, right, the 12-inch barrel Draco, is based on an actual, Romanian military item, the PM90, which is kind of a PDW version of an AK-47 platform. So it's got the 12-inch barrel and usually has a side-folding stock. And for U.S. import, the Draco is basically the exact same gun, minus the side-folding stock.
Yeah.
But other than that, 100% like Romanian parts, like the PM90. The Mini and the Micro are, as far as I'm aware, effectively just kind of creations from the Romania factory for the American market. So, they don't issue anything with this short of a barrel and gas system.
Which makes sense. It's a very fun shooter. You're talking about fireballs out the front. And one thing I did want to call out, because this is a pistol that is known to have a little bit of rise whenever you start shooting it. It does have the A2 flash hider that actually pushes the gases up instead of all around. Just wanted to point that out because some people ask those questions.
And I don't know that we've actually said yet, but this is made by Kugir in Romania. So it's the same factory that makes Romanian military firearms, as well as like the Wasser, the Draco, make these as well. So made interesting enough, this is actually more Romanian than a Wasser would be, because pistols do not have the same import restrictions as long guns. So long guns have to replace parts with enough US made parts for certain import restrictions. This can be 100% Romanian.
That's actually good to know. So more traditional, I guess, in that sense. Maybe not traditional.
More Romanian.
More OG, more original from where it's from.
That's right.
But, okay, cool. Well, those are pretty much all of the little tech specs that I can think of off the top of my head. So now let's move on to actually verifying some of these. We're getting actual trigger pull weight for you with the trigger gauge. Which one do you want to do? We have weight measurements like lengthwise, height-wise, and then trigger pull.
Well, that trigger gauge is right there, so why don't we get that knocked out?
I'll bring that back into frame. Okay, cool. And the nice thing about an AK is I don't have to take the mag out to do the trigger pull, because it doesn't have lockback.
Unless you're certain.
So I'm gonna let you hold that for me. And we do clear every gun before we ever start filming. Just want to state that because people will comment on it if I don't, okay? In 3, 2, 3.7.
We've had this conversation before about AK triggers.
We have. They always are lighter than I think they're going to be, but they're also very nice. Okay, in 3, 2, 3.15.
Yeah.
I gotta feel it. Hang on. That's crazy. I don't even know how to. It's light. It feels good.
Yeah. So, again, I feel like a lot of AK triggers are pretty similar. So it's kind of, you could kind of describe it as kind of two-stage. So, you do have some take up before the wall.
Yep.
And in fact, that break was so surprising to me. I didn't even hit the wall per se. It just kind of pulled straight through.
Yep.
So again, a little bit of take up here, and then you hit that little wall, and then just a little bit of. A little bit of creep, not super crisp as you're pulling through that, but it breaks very nicely.
Yeah, it does break nicely, and I will say I do agree it was a little bit surprising. I just slammed it. It's an AK trigger, so I just slammed it back, and it very surprising how light some of these AK triggers are. I am becoming more and more of a fan of AKs as time goes on. Traditionally, starting out as an AR guy.
Come to the dark side. Yes.
Because they're just fun. Okay, cool. Let me grab the scale, and then we'll weigh it next.
All right.
I'll be right back. All right.
I was expecting a different direction.
I'm in the attic now, not the basement. Moving on. Let's go ahead and see how much it weighs.
All right, so first things first, we're gonna, guys, I'm left-handed. This is really awkward doing this the other way around. All right, so first off, just the firearm.
And now you can see it, we can't. It is 5.13 pounds.
All right, so a little bit heavier than the specifications that we saw. I don't know if that might be additional weight from this not being included.
Yeah, maybe your actual handguard's a little heavier. The A2 up front could be something.
All right, and then let's put the magazine in place. So unloaded magazine adds
5.53.
A little bit of weight.
So 5.5. Yeah, that makes sense. And to be honest with you, this is one of those guns where it's hey, the added weight isn't a bad thing, because it does when you're shooting, it does to kind of go up. So having a little more weight helps you keep it down. So.
Yeah, and we're not talking about something that's super far from your body. Chances are these sights are a suggestion because you're probably going to be firing it, down here. So
in the most fun way possible. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the measuring tape portion where we actually get to measure the whole thing out.
Awesome. All right, so front to rear.
My guess is 25 inches.
25. All right, so we've got right at 17, just under 17.
Oh man,
a man who overestimated length. Who would have guessed?
How about the grip to top?
All right, so you know what? It's kind of hard because the rear's there. Let's Yeah, about 7.5 inches.
Okay. And then one final one with the mag. See, I'm right-handed, so therefore it's easier.
Like that, and 10 1/4.
10 1/4, okay. So that's pretty much what you're gonna need if you want to put it in a bag, in a safe, you wanna store it, however you wanna do it, that's kinda up to you. So with that being said, I really wanna go shoot this thing.
Yeah?
I wanna go, it looks fun, it feels fun, I love the red. I love red furniture on an AK. I have a weird thing for red.
So I would say, why don't we find a brace, throw it on the back of the thing, then go shoot it.
Sounds good to me. Well, guys, that's everything we have for you today. If you have any experiences with any of the Century Arms imported micro Dracos or just Dracos in general, please leave a review down below. We would love to see your comments. I know those usually help other people. And if we forget anything, sometimes you point it out too. So I'll be down there answering as much as I can. You may even see Matt down there.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So with that being said, God bless, stay safe. It is time to end. Now, let's go find a brace.